So basically, I'm almost 22 as of recording this video and talking, and I want to explain how I feel, and maybe I could speak for others and how they feel. To be an adult, what does adult mean? What does being an adult even mean? Becoming a man is a journey, and becoming a woman is a journey. Life itself is always a journey. We walk, we fight, we eat, we clean, we rest, we do so much more. And in this modern society we're in, we do so much more than what I just listed. It feels like there's so much responsibilities to handle, but I guess that's just how it is growing up, right? And being in my 20s during these times is truly wild. The world is always changing, always. But I think I can speak for my generation. Honestly, guys, we're getting screwed over. Money is all that matters now, and money is power. And for some reason, power is always the most important for a lot of people for some strange reason. Wow, that's not true, because we all have souls and a heart and a brain. Literally, a lot of people that don't have money are just struggling or stuck or homeless, or they're fighting their own battle. I think a lot of people are definitely aware of it, but it's pretty crazy, man. Just growing up and seeing all this stuff and realizing, wow, there's just so much to this life. Lots of layers. It always blows my mind. And then I ask myself, is being a human supposed to be such a repetitive lifestyle? Like I said, we work, we clean, we rest, and repeat, with occasional errands like groceries and car stuff and possibly school, a bunch of other stuff. No matter where you're at in life, we're doing a lot. We need food, we need cars, and especially in America, and not even like towns that aren't even that huge, there's not really a simple walk sometimes. Like, you gotta traverse through. It just kind of makes me think like how weird things are structured. It's kind of flawed. I don't know if anyone realizes that, but I think a lot of the structure we have, society, problem solving, common sense, is flawed. And it just goes to show that true perfection is imperfect. I will say something though. Go into side quests. You know what I mean? Go do these random and fun things. Explore. Just explore. And exploring can mean anything. Go on walks. Go do something crazy. Go do something cool. It doesn't even have to be dangerous. It doesn't have to be expensive. Like, as I keep getting older, I'm like, okay, make time for these things where you're kind of not really escaping reality, but more just taking a break from it, taking a break more from society and not really reality. Because I feel like reality and society are totally different things. Society is made up and reality is organic. But even then, for most of us, we don't have all the time to explore because a lot of us are chained to our jobs and other things, depending on the person. We are not usually held against our own will to like stay at the job or working or continue doing school or anything like that. And even for me, I'm very thankful to have quite nice and flexible job at the moment. But sometimes I don't even feel like going. And I think everyone can relate to that. My friends can relate to that. My partner, my family. There's always going to be days where you don't want to go. But it's kind of bad when like you don't want to go every day or almost every day. And that's what I'm starting to see more of. And I'm sure it's been like that for so long. I think kind of just with social media, everyone uses their voices. So now everyone's like, oh man, there's a lot of opinions, basically, and a lot of feelings being put out there. And that's normal, because even if I was doing my quote-unquote dream job, even some days I'm just not all there, whether it's mentally, physically, or spiritually. But I don't know. These feel like some lost times for many of us. And here I am, right? I have tons of videos talking about stuff such as practicing gratitude, and that truly does aid in giving our days a spark of joy and thankfulness. But oh man, it just feels like life is overwhelming. But this is growing up, and each day I accept it, because if we don't accept it, then, well, we might be cooked. I think getting old is kind of cool now, not gonna lie. I will never want to settle down for something. Unless it's like the most amazing thing in the world, but I feel like there's so much to life. There's so much to do. There's so much to achieve. There's so much to learn. And there's so much to live for, right? Find a reason, find a purpose. That's what truly keeps me going, besides surrounding myself with loved ones and doing the things I love. And I'm making this video as if I'm reaching out to like a friend or something who feels this way, feeling so much emotions about, I guess, getting older and living in these kind of weird times. Let's be honest. These are weird times. Doesn't matter how old you are or where you're at or where you're from. I'm here because I want to provide a message that's meaningful to at least one of you. Maybe hearing this will make someone not feel alone, which is probably one of the worst feelings ever. Probably top 3, definitely S tier ranking worst feelings. But yeah, being in our 20s and even just being a human is a process. Nothing is guaranteed, and sometimes I think nothing makes sense. Like, I don't know, that's a crazy thing, dude, but sometimes I like look at something, I'm like, dude, that doesn't even make sense. Like, how? I don't know, that's just me. But we gotta make things happen though, and give things meaning. That's kind of what I think of life. We all have different thoughts and different connections, so go do that. And I'm also saying this to myself as well. Remind yourself with positivity and reassurance, everyone. Trust me, talk to yourself in a enlightening way, and that does help. And talking to yourself doesn't even mean you're crazy. It's like you're literally your own best friend. Kind of like a cheat code, you know? Real understands real. That's just my side of the coin though. And I think that's all I have to say for this video, but yeah, I don't know. I think just being in your 20s is definitely a busy time. I feel like just in general, we're just meant to be busy, but I'm hoping that one day things get calmer. But I feel like for things to get calmer, we kind of have to work harder and mostly smarter, if that makes any sense. Let's see what the future has for us, my friend. Who knows, maybe in 5 or 6 years, I'll be saying on this channel of mine how it's like being in your late 20s, because there's definitely a vast difference between the first and second half of your 20s as well as other ages. Maybe I'll make one for when I'm 30, late 30s and so on. I think age and time are such an interesting concept. They definitely intertwine in such a way that it's a mystery. But as always, it always depends on your mindset too and how you look at things. And I think for something like this discussion, maybe I'll look at it like a video game. We'll keep leveling up, you know, go through lots of battles, resting, and overall experiences to face. Looking forward to seeing what comes up for us all, hopefully full of health and success. And my song recommendation for today is going to be Do It Again by Steely Dan. That's a classic song for me. I remember listening to it a lot on my mini bus rides when I used to live in Washington, just waiting to go to work and waiting to get the day over with, because it felt like every day was the same and I was just doing it again, as the song implies. So yeah, killer song though. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope this can be of some use, and yeah, I'll see you all another time. Have a lovely day or night wherever you're at, and yeah, peace.